in the world. Let us get our feet under the table. Oh, how beautiful is that? The sunshine streams through the window. Hello, YouTubers. Oh, hello, world. And hello, every single wrong one. Let's have that. Brilliant. Yeah, oh, seems to be in flow. Uninvited guest. Hello, Adrian. Hello, world. Hello, uninvited guest. Hi to Pound Shop Tracy. Hi to Norman Taylor and Fatal Racing Driver, Graham and Polly. I'm going to mention you later, you're wrong. Hi, Adrian and all. I'm using my mouse to type with OS. KB. Oh, keyboard. With OS keyboard to keep the bird off the keyboard. Now she thinks she's getting a free steady on, free taxi ride on my hand. That's very adult. Let's have a look at who else is in the house. The church, the broad church. GB Patriot, wakey, Adrian, you're wrongin'. Hello, wrong ones. Simon John Lavender, hello, you're wrongin'. Keep up the great work and hope all goes well for you both at the weekend. Me too. Do you know, I will obviously talk about that in just a little while, but watching the weather forecast is just torture. Torture, man. Graham and Polly, I'm getting... Oh, you're getting some Polly fella. Graham, you lucky boy. She's going to be stuffed. Innuendo? I thought that was an Italian suppository. Vivian Kenyon. Hello, Adrian. Hi, hi, Vivian. I'm not sure whether I need to use this cup anymore. Season started on Saturday. We lost. They played again last night. We lost. It is such horror and torture being a Sunderland supporter. I can't pick my football team. I can't, because that's where I was born. In fact, if you know anything about Sunderland, you'll know that the old football ground was called Rooker Park, which there is genuinely a Rooker Park in Sunderland. And I lived in a place just up from, I think it was Washington Road, Bath, if my memory serves me correctly. And I could see the floodlights of Roker Park, and I could hear the Roker roar from where I was living. Oy vey. Joyous, joyous, joyous. So, after all these years, 2 defeats to start. Hang on, hang on. I'm going to... Let's have a look at this. Patricia Angeles. Hello, Patricia. Evening all. Marcia Toms. Hello, Adrian and everyone. Whose message has been held for review? Yeah, utter wrongin'. Toka 69. Evening, Adrian. Evening, Toka 69. Sea Moon Maria. Hello, Adrian. Hello, Sea Moon. Good to have you on board again. Pound Shop Tracy. Evening, you rabble. Evening, Pound Shop Tracy. Pound Shop Tracy, you utter wrongin'. And Samantha Askey, first time commenting. Pleased to join you. Samantha, welcome aboard. Welcome on board. The difference between this channel and all the others is I try to respond to as many comments as possible and as regularly as possible. The last couple of weeks have been quite fraught. Lots of things to do, lots of things to organise. Although I have to say thank you to my fiance, who has been just incredible. Incredible, incredible, incredible. So we're going to have just the best weekend. It's going to be joyous and fun and full of the best people. One of our friends said to us today, you do realise that everyone that's going to be there at your wedding is just going to love you. They're just going to be love, send love. And I'd never actually thought about that because we were so busy organising stuff. And I still haven't done the groom speech. Oy, oy, oy. I mean, I'm 3 days out. No. Not that I can talk for a living. Used to, sort of. Matt UK. Good evening, Adrian. Hope you're well, matey. Mad Matt. I'm not sure my gob's working. That's for sure. GB Patriot. Adrian, what do you think about Hardeep Singh Kohli's arrest? Charged. GB Patriot. And I am going to talk about it. But I want to save it for you because I need to give you guidance tonight. Phil Sumner, we all love the Adrian Live Show. Don't you worry about that. Hope you both have a beautiful day. Phil, do appreciate it. Thank you very much, sir. Really appreciate it. Professor Numpty Heed, good to have you in the house. Fact check, only one man broke the phone lines, and that was in the 90s. I think you find, I'm not quite sure which facts you're checking, but I think you find it was 1989. TFM, Stockton. And I think, Professor Numpty Head, is it your nom de guerre or your nom de plume? Scotty, definitely did. Definitely did. I mean, I wasn't really that outrageous, but Scotty, first time you heard Scotty, you never forgot it at all. Legend. Pound Shop Tracy. Where's that gone? Literally used my mouse and then something disappeared. Where's Pound Shop Tracy gone? Oh, GB Pedri, is that so? Hang on. Adrian, what do you think about the BBC being slapped with a super injunction to stop them naming a male presenter accused of all kinds of shenanigans? It's not hard, deep, is it? God, you're definitely quick with your fingers tonight. Christ Sauce, can you remember Ruth from Olive, a big Sunderland fan? Lovely lass, like. Sounds Swahili, Christ Sauce. You'll have to elucidate a little more. Junior Stevens. Hello, Adrian. And Retro on his bikes. Hello, everybody. Evening, Retro. Good to have you on board. One of your comments yesterday, might have been the day before, I'm not quite sure when you were at sea, was just, I'm going to mention it because it absolutely encapsulates my feelings at the moment. Fatal Racing Driver, good to see we're doing some good. Either the money we got for rice. Oh, you an Arsenal fan? Fatal Racing Driver or something? GB Patriot. Yes, Adrian, it's all over the net. And it's, GB, send me an email. You'll find the email in business, because it is business if you're sending me an email about the BBC presenter. The thing is, though, I know so many, I'm thinking, which one do I choose from? Terry Wookfit. Hang on, where's Mr. John up gone? Caroline Alt. What do you think about the Dan Wootton shenanigans? Oh, don't worry, Caroline. I'm going to comment about that as well. And Harry, honestly, if you ever go anywhere near Prince Harry, mind you, he'll have his bodyguards and stuff if he's on royal duty. Oh, right. Okay, I'll get that in a second. You literally could blow up Prince Harry's nose and he'd go off like a referee's whistle. It's that small. It's not that big. So he's in Japan because he'll be called. He won't be called Prince Harry. He'll be called Harry-san. Harry-san. Hang on. Where's GB Patriot? Adrian, the BBC injunction. It's a male presenter, known internationally. I'll send you it. Oh, brilliant, GB Patriot. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Sea Moon Maria. I will wish you a very, very, very happy birthday for Sunday. I hope you have a lovely day. I'm trying Canada again, Simone. Have a wonderful day with whomever you're going to spend it with, and thank you very much for your kindness. I do appreciate that. I'm not really au fait with what that does, but I think what's his face? YouTube, take a cut. Tarts. Mr. John up. Hang on, where's that gone? Terry Wookfit saying there was a black cat that stayed in Rock. Oh, Terry Wookfit, legend. So Terry is a highly intelligent guy and knows stuff, proper stuff, life stuff. And Terry Wookfit has just gone right up in my estimation because, where is it? Oh, I don't have it to hand, but don't tell anyone. But for the wedding weekend, I have a black cat buttonhole. So, you know, women that get married can have, is it something new, something old, something borrowed, something blue? And I thought, well, I need something to just, you know. I'm thinking about taking a Sunderland scarf because, I mean, I might have to tell you afterwards because I don't know whether she's going to be like watching this afterwards, but I'm thinking about taking a Sunderland scarf. And I've got a little black cat buttonhole that I'm going to take and have about my person. You can see it, you're wrong. Not, you know, not a perv or anything. Yeah, wrong. So there's going to be a black cat about my person. But Terry Wookfit, thank you. There was a black cat stayed in Roker Park in the 1920s. Roker Park is how you pronounce it. Was adopted by the players. The cat has also appeared in its logo. Over the years, it was officially taken as a nickname after a vote. Was it really? Do you know, Terry? I didn't know that. And I'm from Sunderland. Thank you, Terry. Really appreciate it. Oh, God, there's so many. Hang on. Where's Mr. Wibbly? Oh, Wibbly the Red. Is that Mr. What? Adrian, don't. Back away. Back away. Is that Mr. Wibbly Wobbly hides his hat? Those that know, know. Those that don't, I'm not explaining. Might get me arrested. Hang on. Oh, really? No way. Uninvited guest. Oy vey, my life. Oh, I'm definitely going to have a look at that. Really? Getting tasty, definitely. And I haven't even said hello to everybody yet. Oh, you're all at it tonight, man. Where's the Samurai Cop gone? Hello, Adrian from Dublin. Oh, one of my favourite cities, Samurai Cop. Hang on. Best of luck the weekend. Hope all goes well. Did I? Hang on, Samurai Cop. Have I trained with you? Not Serpico, are you? Andy Turner was the deep voiceover artist that did IDs and station was Bill Mitchell. Whoa, what a voice Bill Mitchell had. Honestly, he must have gone upstairs one day in his teen years sounding like Joe Pasquale, and he's come back down with a couple of beach balls for kahunas, and he sounds like Barry White. Bill Mitchell. Well, I mean, just a legendary voiceover artist. And yeah, we'll do GB. Honestly, you just encourage me to be naughty. Encourageable, I think is the word. So Bill Mitchell, now that AI is really getting clever and tasty, if you've got... no, I'm not going to encourage you because that might end up with me in a whole lot of trouble. But these deep fakes, you can use legendary voices that are no longer around to kind of do stuff. So, hang on, what's that? Oh, Pound Shop Tracy. No, I'm not responding to that. You are naughty, Adrian. You wrongin'. You wrongin'. Who else? Keith Thomas. Yaki da. Adrian. Keith. Pwy'wch tad nawr te. Just lean Bob size. The English still haven't cottoned on. The uninvited guest. It's all over the news as well. Oh, brilliant. So now that everyone's got their feet under the table and you're all just making me naughty and incorrigible, and I'm sure I'm going to get told off. Oh, Marcia Toms, thank you, Marcia. Please, please hit the thummy thing, hit the likes, please, so I can. Seemingly, it helps the channel. I'm not quite sure, but the more likes we get for the lives, the more the algorithm likes it. So if you can. Hit the thummy thing, that would, during the live, of course. And I do intend to regale you and entertain you this evening. So normally, I do sort of housekeeping at the beginning. Pink Roses. Hello, Adrian. Nos with Dar. 20 Saturday to the old enemy. Very proud of Sheneshti. The only skips they've had delivered are the packet ones. Blimey, Pink Roses. I might need a couple of seconds to... oh, Pound Shop Tracy, stop. Oh, man, you'll get me into trouble. You're wrongin'. Oh. I've just nearly dropped my coffee all over my front. That'll be a first. So normally, we say, oh, this is Live 24. And a guy from the 60s. Hi, guys and gals. Oh, no, then. Evening, a guy from the 60s. Good to have you on board. Bouncy Castles 12. Evening. Yeah, wrongin'. Adrian, thank you very much. Tina Silva, best wishes for the weekend. Thank you, Tina. And I'll try to get as many of... I've been on the... Hang on. Pound Shop Tracy says, apologies, I've been on the Blue Nun. I hope the nun wasn't offended. Paul Flint. Hello, you wrongin'. So normally I would start the live with hello, good evening, and welcome, yeah, rounds. This is live 24, live 25. Now, you're going to have to bear with me because life changes beyond all recognition this weekend. I've never been married before. I just haven't got a clue. No, Scotty McClue. And so getting married at the weekend, Wales, is it? Oh, don't pink roses, don't be saying that, man. Wales versus England rugby match, Saturday. So we chose Saturday because Sunderland are playing away. I have teased the future Mrs. Allen's leg by saying, well, I can have an earpiece in and I can listen. Honestly, I might end up being stabbed to death in my sleep. And all the lads are like, oh, can we not listen to the footy while you're doing your thing on Saturday? And then they're saying, oh, it might be a Sunday kickoff. Honestly, how to wind the bride up. Dangerous. I just backed away. Definitely. Girls, you tell me. A guy from the 60s that didn't smoke cigars, so you're safe. Oh, Monica Lewinsky. Did I say that out loud? Chris Sauce. Oh, my God. Haven't heard the name. Yeah, exactly. I've got to be careful how I pronounce that. Terry's incorrigible. For years. Happy memories. Still reading Viz. Oh, yeah, exactly. Did I tell you? What's my Viz story? So those that have read Viz from the beginning, so obviously it was a Newcastle comic, and they had one of my favourite characters in Viz called Fofo Speedjig, hard as note. And he was a caricature of the lads that went down the big market on a Saturday night. Now I used to DJ in a nightclub in Newcastle called Walkers, for the posh. Walkers. If you're from the northeast, Walkers. And we used to play proper soul music, dance music. None of this headbanging stuff. Paul Flint, so glad you're getting hitched, Adrian. The bride's quite happy as well. Honestly, are these nerves meant to be like here all the time? Because I love it to bits. I am punching massively because there's an old Bobby Womack song. No matter how high I get, I'll always look up to you. That's it. And she's just amazing, incredible, wonderful, amazing. But if I put a foot wrong, can you imagine? I mean, when my sisters got married, I said, they said, don't you be pulling any stunts at the wedding? I said, oh, no, I won't do that. Does anybody here have any lawful reason why these two can't be married? So we're not having that. Do we have to have that? Not sure if we're having that. But my family have been warned. Pull any stunts. And unusually, at every Allen wedding, there's always a fight. As I've said before, it was because my mum and dad are no longer around, and my dad was a complete arse. But him and his brothers would always have a fight. They'd always have a few gargles, a few sherbets, and then off we go. Shall we dance, lads? Bang, 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 bang. And it used to go on. They used to just kick 7 bells out of each other. Obviously, I've had to reversion that away from sweary words. But thankfully, he's not going to be around. He's not going to have anything to do with this. So it should be just a fabulous, fun, joyous day. Yeah, my dad and his brothers are not there. So, Caroline Ort, I think you've got the pre-wedding jitters, Adrian. Oh, Caroline, is that what they call it? I mean, I don't know how, look, I'm never lost for words. You know that. You've either watched me or listened to me plenty. And I kind of, look, I'm not a bloke that's easily raised to tears. But these nerves, and I am marrying into an absolute quality of a family. I have to tell you, they're fabulous. My family are going to be there, the family that I'm marrying into, and the obviously I've got to say that the bride is marrying into is obviously fabulous. I'm used to nerves and adrenaline. But Willie Wobbles, man, from Charles Smith. Not Willie Wobbles, no, it's Mr. Wobbly Hides His Hat. Caroline Ort, it will be a lovely day, enjoy it. It's being filmed as evidence. I'm joking. I forgot. Oh, the Bovril. Oops, I forgot Adrian was coming on. Well, hang on a second. Do you want to rephrase that? That's not the phrase I know from the northeast. Either that or he's taken something. Pink roses. No, it's me coffee, man. Just a bit wired, actually. Sea Moon Maria, you're very, very kind. I keep telling her she's chosen well. Her family know. Her family love me to bits. I'm trying to convince the bride. I just, hang on. Live. Paul, can you imagine me live streaming my wedding? Hang on, the camera's not working. There'd be 20 minutes of technical problems and I'd end up just filming the water because we're getting married near the water. We're getting married over just... if you want to have a look, it's called the Matara Centre in the Cotswolds because it mixes my martial arts history. So there's a thing called a Tory Arch. And the Tory Arch is that place that you step through that takes you from the profane, the outside, and it takes you into a sacred space. And the Matara is a mixture of Japanese, my martial arts, and not to my martial arts, which I love dearly. I've trained with some top people, men and women. So ninjutsu it's a life's work. And we trained in all kinds of weaponry, open hand technique, just everything, stealth, everything. And it mixes a beautiful forest and gardens, and it has cloisters with a big koi carp. So actually we're standing above water and Madman UK, just take armbands just in case, Adrian. Mad Matt, I think that's very wise advice. Sam Finch, all the best, mate. Cheers, Sam. Really appreciate it. You're wrong. So you can go and have a look at the Matara Centre. It is a wonderful place. Let's get to some of the stuff that's going on, because I'm a bit nervous about what some people have said, because I may have missed the story, but you know, I'm sure you'll forgive me because of all the stuff that we've been doing over the last couple of weeks. It's just busy. And I saw something by Thomas Markle Jr. Check out Thomas Markle Jr.'s YouTube channel, because it's brutal. It is proper brutal. So I just wanted to point you in that direction. I don't know when the next live's going to be. It might be next Wednesday, but as I say, things change this weekend to... you'll do as you're told, Adrian. So if you don't hear from me again, I haven't done as I've been told. So, Samantha Askey, if you have a millionth of the joy I had in my marriage, you will be a fabulous, happy couple. My mother-in-law didn't like me because I had a Brummy accent. Her loss. Yeah, Samantha, I agree. But I have to say that everyone we're having at the wedding, we care for and love deeply. Both families are just fabulous. I'm punching. I'll always admit that I'm punching. Tory Arch. I thought Keith, man, you're wrong. Tory Arch, you'll see it as kind of like, I know he's taking the mickey. I know he's teasing. But it's the double red. Sometimes you see them in sea, rivers, land. It's taking you from the profane into somewhere that is sacred. And that is the Matara Centre, I promise you. Retro on his bikes, this will be the best day of your life. Retro, you're a very kind man. I do hope so. It's taken 18 months to plan, and we have incredible people there. And do you know, one of the joys of this, sorry to go on about this, because I'm sure that, well, I have a friend from 11 years old, and we kind of, I was the one that went to it. I mean, we were 14, 15-year-old. Do you know, in the days where you went up to somebody and, will you go out with my mate? So they made me laugh last weekend. I'm not going to give you their names because this is YouTube. But they said to me, can you remember when you went and asked and said, my mate fancies you. Will you go out with him? 14-year-old. Blimey, Adrian. Loads of class. And do you know what? They've been married 41 years. That's how good their relationship is, 41 years. And I recognised some of my friends and some of my fiancés family, friends. They've all been married for dozens and dozens and dozens of years. I mean, my oldest friend, who we've known each other since we were 11, 41 years. So I've told the prospective Mrs. Allen, I'm not taking these vows lightly, and it's for the long haul. It's till I take my last breath. That actually might be next Monday, but if you don't hear from me again, I've loved doing this. I love getting married, but I've obviously upset the missus. So I want to just talk about, I'll get to Hardeep Singh Kohli in a second. Have I met him? Oh, this Barbie thing. I know people are going to see Oppenheimer and Barbie. Professor Nomley, you're wrong. Oh, wow, hang on. Lee Holland Studio, beautiful place, done a photography course there. Have a wonderful day and rest of life together. Thank you, Lee. I hope you enjoyed it there. It is an extraordinary place. It has a wonderful energy. And as a Reiki master. Pound Shop Tracy, just Google the Matara Centre. Looks lovely. Don't want you turning up on Sunday going, Adrian's invited us. No, you're wrong. You're not getting any alcohol out of me. Free bar for your subs. No, you're utter wrong. See? No, I can't. She'd absolutely murder me. Honestly, she'd murder me. So I want to very quickly talk about where we are with society. And if you look at Barbie, that's not Barbie with meat and steak and sausages. Although nowadays, Barbie with a sausage. Barbie has hit $1 billion at the box office. I mean, I never knew there was that much pink in the world, kind of. But $1 billion at the global box office. I mean, can I be really honest with you? I can't think of anything more painful. Not Barbie sausage, just pink everywhere. Nice colour for some people, but me? No. And so Oppenheimer and Barbie have taken the right. What? Caroline Lord, what are you saying now? I can't countenance Hollywood just pushing Oppenheimer and Barbie. Push. Because you know what's coming, don't you? 1st of September. And I just want to mention it tonight. Oh, Barbie. Oh, thank you, Caroline. I haven't seen it. I mean, I can't. I just couldn't subject my eyeballs to that kind of perverse horror. I can't. I mean, I can't. And Oppenheimer, well, I'll get round to watching it eventually, possibly sometime 2025. But Oppenheimer, I'm presuming, is a great film, great movie if you've seen it. But Sound of Freedom, it stands at $155 million at the box office. It's not even opened across Europe or in England or the UK, but it does on September 1st. So the reason I'm mentioning it now is so that you kind of get a flavour of who I am and where I am with things, because we as a collective, the human race, humankind, I prefer that. We as humankind have to get to a place where we are looking after our little uns and our old uns, because we're big and daft. We have intelligence. We have abilities. We have decency and integrity and honesty. Politicians, get to them in a second. But allowing the mainstream media, MSM, I implore you, if you can, and if it's something that you can stomach, it's not Hollywood, Sound of Freedom. It's not, although there is a little bit of it. It has a message of hope. It has a message of what we need to do as a collective. And Jim Caviezel, right at the very end, gives you a has all the code in it. I'll get to it in a second. And you can pay it forward. You can buy tickets for other people. UFC, Dana White said all UFC employees can see this for free on me. And I think that every now and again there is a film that comes along, it changes the zeitgeist, whether it be Jaws in the late 70s, whether it was the evil one at the beginning of the 70s, that not The Omen, that there are films that come along that change it, that change everything, and they don't want us to see it. So Hollywood, it was offered to Disney. 5 years they tried to get a deal. They tried to get it over the line. They tried to get it in front of everybody's eyeballs. Underground tunnels. What on earth? Freddy Krueger. Yeah, The Exorcist. Thank you, Pan Shop Tracy. So I just, at the beginning of this live, I just want you to be aware of it, because I believe it's changing things. I believe that as a species, the humankind is evolving, and it's evolving to recognize evil, because we've had enough. We've been downtrodden and treated appallingly the last few years, and we can see the evil. You don't even have to have any intellectual gravitas to grasp that there are people amongst us, Bill Gates, that are genuinely, in my view, evil. Professor Numpty Heat. Adrian, have you had your 15 minutes of fame yet? I've had 2. I've never been famous. So Professor Numpty Heat, I do hope that you enjoyed your 30 minutes of fame. Graham and Polly, give plenty of thumbs up for Adrian. You know it makes sense. Thank you. There's 160 people viewing and only 53 likes. So I'm not going to beg you for them. Just, Graham's a good man. So let's get to Hard Deep. So what can I say? He's been charged. So I'm going to give you guidance, and this is very, very important guidance. And I've seen, Pan Shop Tracy now developing the next Widowmaker for the new, Jibba Jabba. It's coming. Do you know that today they've announced that it's only for the over 65s? We have to protect the elderly and the young. It is our duty. They looked after this place for us to come behind them and enjoy what we enjoy, but we are merely guardians for the little ones, the next generation. Martin Hale, do you know what happened to the Voice of Reason YouTube channel after the court case? It's still there, I think. I don't know what's going to happen with that, but I've no idea. No idea. It's not like I look at it every day. Hardeep Singh Kohli. And this contains guidance for you. Charged by Police Scotland in connection with non-recent sex offence allegations. The report was submitted to the Procurator Fiscal. Procurator Fiscal in Scotland is responsible for the prosecution of crime and the investigation of sudden or suspicious deaths and complaints. So I'm going to remind you of the YouTube community guidelines, which you are responsible for, and legally you are now governed by the sub judice laws. So with the greatest kindness, please don't discuss this case, because at the point someone's been charged, and we don't know what he's been charged with, but we know that he's been charged, you have to just back off, because sub judice means that a man or woman should be given a fair trial. And if people go and talk about it on social media by saying things, it means that you could end up in front of the judge. There are laws that could jail you, which is why I won't go into too much detail at the moment. So the sub judice laws apply to you, and the YouTube community guidelines apply to you, but they also apply to me. So I have to be fair until we know what the charges are. We can report on that, and we can report on the trial when it eventually gets to trial, if there is a trial. But if you post anything contrary to those laws and guidelines, they are your responsibility, not mine. I'm just, as a friend, I'm just allowing you some insight. And I will tell you this. I have been aware of things for years. years. And once the process of law is complete, in whichever way, then I will tell you those stories. It's a difficult day for the SNP. I will also say that an ex-girlfriend of mine, who I shall not name, because that's why she's an ex, told me things. That's all I'm going to say. But once the process of law is complete, I will tell you everything I know. Everything. And I promise you, if you think Scove was bad, and if you think that Hugh Edwards was bad, and you think that Martin Brannigan is bad, this is just different. But as I say, it's another BBC presenter, because he did do the one show, so he's done telly and done. But there are charges. We can't discuss it. We can't discuss the current case because there's sub judice laws, meaning we can't talk about it. I've had the funniest experience today. Tic Tac. It's funny that the cure is available for sale while nobody knows the next strain that's going to kill everyone. I know. So they're telling everybody, oh, by the way, we're combining the flu jab with the jibber jabber with a new strain. Theo O'Bovril, go on holiday, take a couple of eggs and cook them in the sea and you won't need salt on them again. Wow. Mad Matt, Retro, I wonder if you could tap into Belgian Wi-Fi. Are you that far out, Retro? Is he having problems with his... He's off the Belgian coast. So, Retro, I am going to mention you in just a little while. The funniest thing. Now, you know, politicians that want to have profile. Politicians that want to kind of stick their ugly fizzog in front of TV cameras all the time and you know, get a bit of a rep. I'm just going to say two words to you. Diane Abbot. No, I'm not going to say any more than that because it upsets people. But you know Lee Anderson, you know his quote. Look, I'm not going to swear tonight. I'm being a good guy. Oh, Retro's got dodgy Wi-Fi. It's an age thing, Retro, I'm sure. Oh, wow. I have my UK data allowance in Belgium. Wow, Retro. So MP Lee Anderson has had a go. Basically, he's been saying what a lot of people have been thinking. Feck off back to France. So, two things. One, what happened to the 500 million quid that schoolboy Sunak gave to President Macron? Hang on. Is rich boy Sunak coming back for his GCSE results? He's in America. But what happened to all that money? And now, Lee Anderson's like, off back to France. Diane Abbott, I mean, what? Has she been on the cooking sherry? Have you seen what she's written? And then deleted on Twitter. So I just want to say the first economic migrant that's on the BB Stockholm says, oh, I like it. Yeah, I like it. So I'm going to ask you a question. Should we ask the UK squaddies that are staying in similar accommodation in the Falklands, in Port Stanley? Have you seen that? So our squaddies that are fighting for king and country and you and I to keep us free, they're getting similar. It's one of those floating barge things. They've got similar accommodation in Port Stanley, in the Falklands, than we're giving to economic migrants that have made their way from France. And Diane Abbott, I don't. Pink Rosa said, yeah, it was shocking she's, look, just go and find it on Twitter or Google it. I'm not going to say it here, but I mean, what was she thinking? Was it a long liquid lunch, Diane? Probably doesn't drink. So I don't know whether you're losing your mind or maybe you've had a really stressful day, but what she tweeted and then deleted was just outrageous. I mean, maybe she needs an abacus. She can sit there and do her sums. But But you won't see in the mainstream media the fact that our squaddies have the same accommodation, like a floating non-palace, that... oh, wow, retro, I'll get that in a second. So they've got exactly the same, that we're giving people that come across from France, when France should be stopping them, because we gave them 500 million. I literally just shake my head and think, without swearing, obviously, but Diane Abbot thought... oh, yes, Paul Flint, they used to put oil on the water and light it up. Vikings, I think. Terry Wookfit. Not now, Adrian. The Coastal floating hotel was used before the completion of accommodation at Mount Pleasant Airfield. And Retro says, thank you, Terry. And Retro says, I was chief engineer on the accommodation barge at the Costa Concordia wreck site. Wow. Wow. Graham, that's very funny. That is very funny. Diane Abbott, her jigsaw puzzles are cornflakes. Great gag. Let's get to... I don't know whether you're... I don't know whether you're a footy fan, but who'd be Harry Maguire? I mean, he's playing in the national side. Who'd be Harry Maguire? I don't know. He went for about 100 million to Manchester United. They're offloading him. 30. West Ham. Deal in principle. 30 million. Get rid of him. No wonder David Moyes wants to leave. It was reported yesterday David Moyes wasn't happy. I mean, can you imagine? The poor guy. What happened to that assault case he had abroad? That's gone very quiet, hasn't it? And I know, it's the hottest July month ever recorded. Hottest July month ever recorded. Stop making me laugh, you utter wrong-uns. Emma, what you said now. But honestly, you're just distracting me, making me laugh and encouraging me just to be naughty. So Harry Maguire, I mean, he's going to... well, I don't know. I'm not a professional footballer, but the boy's got problems. Couldn't hit a cow's backside with a banjo, that boy. From what I've seen, in my humble view. I want to tell you something that happened just before I kind of came on air, so to speak. And that is that there was a massive brawl broke out between police officers and youths on Oxford Street in London. Because it was on social media calling for a shoplifting rampage. What are these kids thinking? I mean, another IQ point, there'd be a lamppost. They think it's clever. You know, that guy that was running into people's houses on TikTok or whatever it was, and ran in. And the poor guy, he ran in, ran around, filming it. And the bit that got me was the guy that lived there said, I've got kids. I mean, we need to give the police powers, because the kids are feral, they're running amok. I would arm the police and I would tell these feral kids, if you think that you're big enough and you think you're big enough to carry a knife, there's a shoot to kill policy on the streets of this country and you will be taken out at the point that the knife is seen. And if you start going into people's houses, there is a clear and present danger the police have the authority to shoot you dead. I mean, it would stop this idiocy immediately. Immediately. So they call for a rampage in Oxford Street in London. No, man, no. Sadiq Khan, he urges Londoners to avoid Oxford Street today amid social media nonsense over crime opportunities. Wow. Emma L, very interesting. Absent fathers. Is the problem. I mean, look, I may be viewed as a dinosaur. I may be viewed as kind of old school and really not with it nowadays. But I tell you, the threat of a clip round the ear was infinitely worse than the clip round the ear. Because if my dad said to me, and he was a hard boy. He was a hard boy. Pink Roses, police nearly kick up the what's it? Never mind extra powers. Oh, they've gone all woke. The police? Laughable. Absolutely laughable. So they're now stuck betwixt and between, and society gets the police force it deserves. And what's happening now is the police forces, and there are many of them, 40 odd I think, nearly 50, they are kowtowing to the politicians, and the politicians want them to go woke. And like Facebook domestics, what the actual? Look, the youths of today, no wonder that they're anxious and that they don't know what to do with their life, because they don't know about life. They think that it's supposed to be given to them, everything, entitlement. No, get out, graft for it. Because my generation, we had ups and downs. But look, the reason why we are the way we are, and many of the people that watch this channel are anything but woke. Wiki Videos says, coppers in the 70s were the boss. They say something, you did it. No one ever answered them back. I get it. Fire up the Audi. Life on Mars. I get it. But you can't have people on social media going, let's go on a rampage. No, let's not. And rather than put certain people up in the big house for years and years and years at my tax and your tax expense. Look, there are certain elements within society. Do you know what I would do? Skin them, dip them in a vat full of salt, and then I'd give them to the mothers. And let the mothers decide what happens to them. Because I'm telling you, the mothers of young children would infinitely be worse than any punishment we could dole out as an organised society. I mean, I did think about doing a video last week about this little Ben. I want to keep tonight joyous, but maybe I will at some point in the future. But it absolutely broke me. Pound Shop Tracy. British Weather Services have declared an extreme heat warning for the 26th of August, where temperatures could reach 22 degrees. I mean, they're telling us July, hottest July on record. Not here, it wasn't. Not in the British Isles. We're an island. We've got water everywhere. And most of it came down on our heads in July. So who are these idiots that are saying, oh, I do say, it's the hottest July ever. Here, bog off. You nutters. Wrong-uns. I mean, I wouldn't call them wrong-uns, because that's that's for proper people. Hottest July on record, my hairy backside. So, Prince Harry said he would happily... Now, look, I'm getting married at the weekend. I know I'll lay with that, but I can't countenance going to the future Mrs. Allen and saying, oh, do you know, I'm in Tokyo and I'd happily ditch England to move to Japan. Does somebody want to take him to one side? Does he know how upset she's going to be in Montecito? Do you know? And he's going, oh, yeah, I love Japan. Yeah, love Tokyo, mate. Yeah. I've got a brother. Tried to brain him with the golf club when he was 4. Something like that. Was it 6 or 7? And he just, Harry, man. Will somebody take him to one side and go, oi, mate. He'd happily ditch the US and move to Japan. This is during a solo visit to Tokyo. What's he out there for? Polo? Nah. Japanese, little man. They wouldn't. That's not there. And let's talk about Meghan's showbiz age. I just love it. I love it. Because there's obviously working in radio, which is not exactly showbiz, but you get to meet a few of them every now and again. And there was always this thing about radio presenters would always use 2 Christian names. So from the 70s. So the DJs, the presenters that came from live stuff, that did radio stuff, they would always use 2 Christian names. So when I started doing radio, calling myself Adrian Allen, they used to go, oh, what's your real name? What? What's your real name? Adrian and Allen. Did you make that up? No, I bloody didn't. It's my real name. So I know loads of the lads that it's not their real name. It's just 2 Christian names tagged together. But the others, the lavies, would have a showbiz age. And it was always like just a couple So if you were 42, you could say you were 39. It was only a couple, and there was a real golden line in the sand. You never said that you were over 40, because a load of people in showbiz thought that being 40 was the end of your career. I mean, not in 2023, but there's cable actress Meghan Markle. Why? Whatever Duchess she is, I'm not particularly interested. She's it's my 42nd birthday. Did you think I just got off the banana boat? Meghan's showbiz age, 42. Her real age, because it eventually, the truth catches up with you, eventually. Meghan kissed. Her first kiss was with Joshua Silverstein, both at the age of 13. They were both 13. So he's now 46. So unless there's some kind of wibbly-wobbly Doctor Who thing going on in the TARDIS where they've gone backwards in time, she has to be the same age as him. They both kissed. She said on live TV, we were 13 and I made him kiss me. Well, young Joshua's 46 now. No, I'm not the best at mathematics, but I know that 46 is 46. And she's 42, my hairy backside, man. My hairy derriere. And she's telling me I'm 42. No, man, Meghan, stop that. We're seeing through you. If we haven't already seen you through you years ago. There's Harry. So, have you ever wondered about their first date? Hey, Blackmore, you're 54 next week. Happy birthday, AD. Still a bairn. The first date. So we were told the first date, Harry met up with Meghan because it was a blind date. Remember when we were told that story? It's a blind date. We were set up by friends. Blind date. And then it was, oh no, first date was he cooked me a roast chicken dinner. Hang on. I thought it was a blind date. Does Harry make roast chicken dinners? Fair. Loads of people. And now they're saying they met on Instagram. I mean, how very? I'd heard it was a threesome. So that's as valid as the other three things. And if it was a threesome, no wonder Harry's walking about with a glazed look on his eyes. I mean, roast chicken dinner. Instagram. Blind date. Threesome. What a happy boy that boy's been. Look, I'm just, in my view, it's just what I've heard. Just repeating it. But that would never come out, surely. Oh, did I say that out loud? Oh, the other thing I've got to tell you, the other thing, and then we'll get into your comments. And thank you. Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's on to her third marriage. Now, the first one, how far can we go with this? Because they're not happy with people on YouTube saying stuff. Was it Engelson, Thomas Engelson? The second husband. And the first husband has been airbrushed. But seemingly, according to, and I've got Revenge, and it's a great read. Seemingly, she fell pregnant in her teenage years, and they just had to take care of stuff so that she couldn't have bands again. So, how does that work with these two that she's got? How does that work? It's just, do you know, I don't know whether you feel this, but there's an element of me just thinking, here, bog off. Off you go. We're sick and tired, man. We're sick and tired of you. If you want, she obviously doesn't get it. The most famous family and bloodline on planet Earth is our royal family. The English royal family, British royal family. The most famous. And she's trying to scrat around in Hollywood to get some parts. No, I watched Lady C earlier for 5 minutes. I didn't catch all of it. But Lady C was saying that this book about somebody dying in a car crash that they bought for 3 million, she don't think they'd get that much. Film rights, 3 million. Oof. They need to stay off the backy, man. But LBC earlier were reporting there's been a search warrant for Twitter to turn over information on Donald Trump's account. Now, remember that meme where he says, they're not after me, they're after you. But they just need to get through me to get to you. So, the Biden crime family, we were never allowed Hunter Biden's laptop. Charlie and the dancing girls weren't allowed his laptop. And Joe, Sleepy Joe, fall over Joe when he's sober. They're now got a search warrant for Twitter to turn over information on Donald Trump's account. They're not going to stop, are they? They literally want him gone. It doesn't matter whether you think, oh, it's that political hue or this political hue, and I'm a Democrat, not a Republican, I'm Labour, not Tory, or I'm Tory, I'm not Labour. I've said to you before, you don't get that it's a rigged game. You get a choice of two. Rigged. And they know that he's going to be sitting in the White House for 4 years. I'm not sure whether he can have, because he's kind of been president and then not been president for a term, if he goes back, can he have 2 terms? Is it 2 consecutive terms? Yeah, what's happened with Boris's WhatsApp messages? See, all that's gone pretty cute. So I'm going to keep an eye on that, because they literally want him gone in every conceivable way, and they are making every opportunity to get him gone before he gets anywhere near the presidency. And all of his supporters, a lot of Americans are just sitting there and waiting, because I think they're getting a real flavour of what the Biden family are up to. I mean, Sleepy Joe, fall over Joe, he's done 1 term as Prez, and he did 2 terms with Obama as Vice Pres. But it's about power. It's about nothing else. Power. Corrupt power. And I want to ask you this question. Is American democracy dead? Is it over? Is America a busted flush? All of this, I can't. Normally, you would, they'll have all of the elections. That makes the Japanese really laugh. Their R's are L's. Elections. I'll wait for you. Is American democracy dead? Do we have to go through the Democrats absolutely flattening America? Because we all know that the future is going to be red, not democratic. Chinese and Russian communism. That's where it's going. And these clowns in Clown World are just fighting over keeping Donald Trump out of the White House. And finally, before I get to some of your comments, I will run over by about 10-15 minutes, just because it's kind of my last one as a single bloke. Norman Taylor. I wanted to say that if you've been using the same password since high school, now I've had an internet account since 1991. What's that? 22? Blimey, 32 years. 1991. Doesn't feel that long, but if you've been using the same passwords, say, since 1991, you might want to think about creating new ones. How you do that, I've no idea. But a cybersecurity firm, Home Security Heroes, used an AI password cracker to run through 15,600,000 common passwords, and found that they could crack an astonishing 51% of those passwords in less than a minute. So if they wanted to get into any of your accounts, online accounts, less than a minute, they had over a 50% success rate. So just be aware of that. AI, is it gonna kill the world? I don't think it's gonna kill human beings, but getting control of our online activity, it's just terrifying. And I don't know whether they're, you know, like the ozone layer in the 80s, whether we're all gonna die. And what happened to the ozone layer? It repaired itself. So are they saying, oh, AI is going to kill you? It's going to kill you. No, it's not. Take a hammer at the computer. That's AI over. Maybe we should. Wicked, that's very funny. So maybe it's just we go back to pen and pencil. Stuff them. Or actually, do you know what's radical? Talking to people. I mean, yeah, I get this. I get the irony that I'm on YouTube and I'm doing a live. But go to the pub. Talk to people. They don't want that. Because when we were all kind of, no, I'm not having the jibber jabber. Everybody wanted to go to the pub. Stop that. Because it's interacting with other human beings. And talking. And finding stuff out. Hayden 2012. What about people having their bank accounts taken away? Like the Chinese credit system. I know, Hayden. I know. Mind you, I wanted to talk about Nigel Farage. I haven't had time. But it's not the way you think I'm going to comment about Nigel Farage. But all I'm going to do is, have you ever watched the film The Big Short? Watch it. Before I come back from honeymoon, watch it. And then we'll talk about Nigel. I only have one question for him. Nigel Farage, did you short the NatWest share price? Oh, wait, Nigel. You're fighting for the man and woman on the street. Did you short the NatWest share price? It's just one question. It's an easy question. Norman Taylor says, Adrian, you'll be fine after a few beers and deep breaths. Wedding on the weekend. Wow, retro. I'll get to that in a second. Emma L. This was the promo for tonight's live. Oh, looks like me in the thumbnail. See, nobody got what I was doing. Nobody. I've told you. I'll tell you now. But nobody got what I was doing. You know who that thumbnail is on the promo for this live? It's Holly Willoughby. Emma L. Oh, yeah. Everybody made an absolute fortune from the NatWest share price diving. Loads of people. There are organisations that Nige may have links with that put 156 million short on the NatWest share price. And the more it's shorted, the more money they made. So I put Holly up there because that's freely available. It's fair use and fair dealings. Why would I do that? I'm just going to say one thing. I was going to talk about Holly tonight, but and I saw a newspaper, Graham and Polly, he's clever. Oh yeah, Graham, big time, big time. Junior Stevens, all the best in your wedding day. Thank you, Junior. Caroline Alt, do you really think so? If you knew, it's called insider dealing. And I'm not suggesting anyone was insider dealing, but this is my view. If a share price is going to go down, and NatWest did, and you have an inkling or a feeling that it's going to go down, you short, not on it going up, going down. The Big Short, one of the greatest movies of the 2000s. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. And it just shows you the shenanigans that they get up to. Formic Apple, congratulations on getting wed, Adrian. All the utmost best for you and the missus. Yeah, Mrs. Allen. That's not been used many times. Let me tell you about Retro on his bikes. He sent this wonderful message, and I have to read it out. I'll take my time, but I will read it out. Retro on his bikes. Adrian, I agree. Weddings are the most stressful. I left Taiwan into a hurricane on board a new container ship. We lost the steering gear and the spare cylinder head, weighing a mere 15,000 kilograms, broke loose. And as it was sliding about, it took out a few cooling water pipes from the main engine. A couple of times, I thought we were done for, as the ship took on an angle of roll that's hard to recover from. Piece of cake compared to getting married. Oh, Retro. Wonderful, wonderful. I can just envisage that. Not the wedding, just... as I've said before, my dad was a merchant seaman, so he used to regale me with stories. Still not going to talk about him at my wedding, though. Twat. Paul Flint. Your thumbnail seduced me, Adrian. Thank you, Paul. Paulie Galtieri, good to hear from you. Here, where's Screwed Crime tonight? He's been a bit busy, I presume. Ooh la la, probably just looking for a few quid for Christmas. Holly, she's in the press today. 2-page, double-page spread. Make your own gags up. I'm not going to get sued for anything. But 2-page spread. And this is the recreation of an image. This is recreating a brand, a very wealthy brand. So it's all, oh yeah, BP deal for our PM before announcing the new oil contracts. Retro, it's all, they'll get found out eventually. Life does that. You know, sometimes people do naughty things to us. What do we do? What can we do? Leave life to them, because life will take care of them. Hayden, stop trying to get me into trouble. You're utter wrong'un. To Graham and Polly. Adrian, oh, sorry, I want to say this to Graham and Polly. Thanks for the heads up, your support of the channel and your kindness. You know what I'm talking about, Graham. It's very, very, very much appreciated. I hear what you say, and yes, I'll look into it. I've got lots of ideas for the channel. I'll let you know more when I get back from honeymoon. Thank you, Graham. Really appreciate it. And before I go into anything else, I just want to say to you, although there may be sometimes there's not much coming out of the channel, there is a lot of stuff going on in the background. I've got some wonderful people working with me quietly, unassumingly, and I want to give them every credit, because this is not easy. You know, some of the YouTube people that have got huge subscription rates on their channel. Wonderful, because it takes a lot of graft, it takes a lot of effort. But I have said this to you before. I'm looking to do phone-ins, because that's what I do. A bit rusty, admittedly, but when I come back from honeymoon, mid-September, we're looking to try and get technically everything up and running so that I can do phone-ins from October. Now, it may be a little late. Don't hold me to an exact timeline, but we are looking at it. We're looking at other things. Lots of people said, I asked the question, do you want me to do more interviews after the Philip Dehaney interview? And a lot of people have said, Josh Ward said, yes, Adrian, more interviews, please. Chalky Wait said, yes, more interviews, Adrian. So we're looking at that also. Now, I'm not Joe Rogan. I can't get big names. I've tried to get Graham Hancock on the channel. And, you know, Graham's looking for, I presume, hasn't told me this, but obviously he wants to go to big channels to get big ratings, because that's what everybody's about. So we are going to do more interviews. We're looking at that. Hayden, all the best for your wedding and honeymoon and safe travels. Thank you, Hayden. Norman Taylor, again, Adrian, approximately 40 years ago, I watched a documentary in Canada on a huge TV screen on the ozone layer made by scientists. They were warning us then, and I think personally, so much of the chaos in our world is, as Sir David Attenborough put it, all environmental problems become harder and ultimately impossible to solve with ever more people. Look at the likes of China and the Philippines drowning in water. Something's definitely changing. Common sense tells you overpopulation equals chaos. Interesting take, Norman Taylor. Francis Clark, have a lovely wedding. Thank you, Francis. Andy Turner, if AB can do it from his kitchen, you can do it. Thank you, Andy. Appreciate your support. Paul Flinch, I'll ring in. Brilliant, Paul. The object of the phone-in will be people with stories, because a presenter should not, the program should never be about the presenter. It should be about the people that are either watching or listening, but the people that call in with their stories. And that's what I am going to do. I want you to tell your stories via a phone-in on YouTube with me, and I'll look after you. It's the old school phone-ins were sometimes a bit hairy, if you know what I mean. But I always looked after the people that called in. Always. There are some people that would just toss them aside, but it's 2023 now. We don't have to abuse people. We don't have to cut them off, and we don't have to be or belittle them, because there are some fantastic stories, wonderful stories that people will tell you, and they're fascinating to listen to. Theo Bovril, have I missed anything? Just been having a brew. Blimey, we've been on for 70 minutes. How long you been? I'm still drinking this. It's freezing. Pink Roses, could you interview Bernie Keith, please? I have been in touch with Bernie. Bernie is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful soul. He's even said congratulations, and has sent his very best wishes for this weekend. So I love him to bits. He's a fantastic guy. And Bernie Keith and I used to go out every Thursday night when we were working together. Every Thursday night we'd go to a different restaurant just to try it out. Some were good, some were brilliant, some were... We went to this, I will tell you this, we went to this one posh restaurant in Nottingham. It's kind of like where all the old money go. They've got so much money they don't have to cook at home. They just go out and eat all the time. So me and Bern walked into this place, and it was literally like a couple of gunslingers walking into a bar, in the saloon bar. And the door went, we walked in, we were obviously led in by the maitre d', and literally everybody turned and looked at us. And me and Bern just laughed. We laughed and laughed and laughed. Oh, you pretentious old tarts. And me and Bern, the food was average. We had better, but oh, what a night. Well, I'll never forget it. To Graham and Polly, PS, wear your best underpants on the day with a spare pair in your pocket just in case. Graham, might take them off. It's my wedding. I can do whatever I want. Can you imagine? Pound Shop Tracy, all the best for the wedding day. Many happy years of wedded bliss to both of you. You belong to both, to one another. So it's over. I'm leaving you. You're wrongin'. Pound Shop Tracy. Thank you. What's that, Retro? Back to Adrian. Stop worrying. Worst things happen at sea. Retro, you've said that tonight. Blimey. 15,000 kilograms. Creating havoc on the ship, and you're listing. You must have some constitution, Retro. I mean, that's why I never became a sailor. Hello, sailor. I never became a sailor. My dad, every sea, every ocean, every sea, since he was 14-year-old. He's carked it now. I think actually he got washed overboard once. And like an uncle of his was on the same ship. And the uncle always said that he saved my dad's life. And my dad was like, no, I didn't. I saved yours. They're arguing in the water, in an ocean somewhere. Who saved who? Terry Wookfit, as long as you don't go looking for the Terry, utter wrong. Pound Shop Tracy, reckon you'll be list. Brahms and list on the wedding day. Oh, I can't, man. I can't. Honestly, if I start getting... There will be the quickest divorce known to man if I'm squiffy on the wedding day or the wedding weekend. I know which side of my bread's buttered. Let's have a look. A couple more. Oh, Gary Wayne. I just wanted to read some of these out. To Les Griffiths. I was born in Durham City because I was in Durham, place of my birth. Look, what they did in the Northeast was, I'm a County Durham boy. I was born in County Durham. And then they moved it and they changed it. And it suddenly became Tyne and Wear. And everybody would, oh, you're from Tyne and Wear? No! I was born and bred in County Durham. And Les Griffith says, I was born in Durham City. Oh, nice, Les. My mother and her siblings were born in what is now the boathouse. My grandfather was a master carpenter, as were his brothers, who did a lot of work on the cathedral. Oh, Les. Durham City is a lovely place, and the cathedral is breathtaking. When you go to St Cuthbert's grave in Durham Cathedral, you can literally feel the energy change. I promise you, if you ever go to Durham Cathedral, walk down the transept to where they've got St Cuthbert buried, and take it slowly. As you approach St Cuthbert's grave, you will feel the energy around you change. Wonderful. Tom from Durham. My grandparents lived in Ivy Cottage, which used to be in Paradise Gardens, now long gone, behind that very boathouse, a beautiful city. And the uninvited guest, Durham City, a great place to visit. Beautiful, beautiful. And you know, if your kids are growing up, or your grandkids, if they get a chance to go to Durham University, it's fabulous, fabulous. All the best for your wedding. Thank you, Pink Roses. and a long, happy marriage, Adrian. Are you videoing it? It would be lovely to see her dress. Do you know, you girls? I think so, although I can't... look, I can come on here. I'm big enough and daft enough to talk about anything. But if Mrs. Allen... sounds really bizarre saying that. If Mrs. Allen would allow me, yeah, of course. I'd love you to see her, because I think she's breathtakingly beautiful. And I am a very, very, very lucky man. Very lucky. She's gorgeous. Chris Sauce, Durham belongs to the miners. Agreed. Oh, can you remember the miners' strike? I used to... Oh, I will tell you the story about the miners' strike one night. I was working in a nightclub. we were trying to raise money for the miners. And, you know, we stood shoulder to shoulder with the striking miners. And look what happened. They were all right about what's gone on. So I will tell you that story one day. Patricia Angeles, best wishes for the wedding, Adrian. We hope you both have happy, long life together. Graham and Polly, stop it, man. Yeah, I keep telling her she's a lucky lady. Very lucky. And I think I'll leave it at that. Anybody that's about to kind of go and make a brew, like Theo Bofferel, just hit the thummy thing. If you could add likes to tonight's live, I really would appreciate it. The super likes and the super chat, I'm not too au fait with that and what's going on with it, but I will have a look at it. Some people have donated just fabulously. Thank you. I don't know. I'm not here to make money. I'm not here to take your money. I'm not here to ask for your money. But if you feel that I ever do anything that you like and you would like to show your appreciation, always. Emma L, congratulations on your upcoming nuptials, Adrian. Thank you very much. Thank you, Emma. Oh, TikTok, you're from Seaham. Seaham. You see, nobody ever... Oh, you're from Seaham. No, Seaham. Seaham. Been to Seaham many times. Many times. Love it. And one of the best beaches. Nobody ever... Kind of... The Geordies don't have beaches. They do, but they don't. Sunderland. We have Ruka, and then we have the Cat and Dog Steps. Thank you, Paul Flint. And you go up to Whitburn. But Seaham is one of the best kept secrets of the Northeast. Fabulous beach. Wonderful. Can be a bit cold, but it is a beautiful place. Adi Blackmorton from Parkend. I know you are, Adi. I know you are. I was going to tell me Brian Clough's story tonight, but I'll save that for the groom's speech. And now, I honestly, I need to go. Fiona and Shrek. Well, all right. I'll give you that. I'm not so proud, Andy Turner. Yeah, utter wrongin'. Many fun hours at Whitburn Ranges. Oh, fabulous, Terry. Northeast Bad Drivers UK. Seaham Harbour. God's country. I agree with you. There's lots of hidden gems, and we're doing things in the wedding ceremony. I won't go in. I'll tell you afterwards. But I've taken some sand from the Cat and Dog Steps in Sunderland, and we're going to use that as part of the ceremony. And the Cat and Dog Steps, I'll tell you my Brian Clough story one day. I have millions of stories. Up the borough. 80, you're wrong, man. Dave Johnson, Thorny Close. Dave. Do you know, the minute you say Thorny Close, I think I was a shareholder in Thorny Close Club, Workmen's Club at one point in the early 80s. Retro, hello, NEBD, Northeast Bad Drivers UK. I'll be there on Friday. Lovely. What, my wedding? So I need to go. I've got stuff to do. I've got a groom's speech to write. So I'll say this to you. There may be a chance of a live next Wednesday. But literally, we're up at like 3 o'clock in the morning on Thursday. Obviously, I'm not able to do a live from the wedding. Can you imagine? Honestly, there'd be blood up the walls. But if I can next Wednesday, I will. Otherwise, we have recorded videos. We've recorded Alex Belfield videos. We've recorded other videos. We've got radio archive. And they are going to be released as we go through the next 4 or 5 weeks or so, because we're away for 3 weeks. So I will do my best to be here. I appreciate all of your support and guidance. I really appreciate everything that you do. All of the people that watch regularly, that catch up with my videos, who kind of read into things and know that I'm not always able to tell you stuff, but I will when I can, when the law allows me. And from the start of this channel, decency, integrity, honesty. And I will tell you more when I get back from honeymoon, because there's other stuff happening in the background which I'm having to deal with. Thank you for everything. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for, do you know, it's not a script as such, but I can't even remember it. You've got me upset. Thank you for your likes, your subscriptions. Don't forget to ding the bell, because you will then know when there's a brand new video. But thank you most of all for your indulgence over, well, almost the last year. KBO, my name's Adrian Allen. I'm getting married in a couple of mornings. I will tell you all about it. If I'm allowed to offer you pictures on here, I will do. And I will see you on here regularly over the next month. But then I will see you when I come back from Peru. Jungle retreat with a shaman. I'll tell you all about that. Same as Graham Hancock. I'll tell you all about that when I come back. Thank you. I'll see you soon.